Podcast, damn good time. Podcast, damn good time. Podcast, it's a damn good time. It's a damn good time. Yeah, baby. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. I'm Steve Schaefer.
I'm Cody Adams.
And this is a damn good time podcast. Happy birthday, Steve! I turn 40 tomorrow.
Woo!
Yeah. As we're recording, I turned 40. When this is released, I would have been 40.
You gotta be 40.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude. I'm surprised. I never planned on living this long. Yeah. But I made it.
We're all like, I'm gonna be dead by 40.
Here I am. I made it. I fucking made it.
You done did it.
Well, not yet.
Yeah. We got 24 hours.
Yeah. Or maybe like 12. Do you know when you were birthed?
Nope.
Me neither.
I remember, I think it was very early in the morning, I believe.
Yeah.
Because I remember there's a kid that lived by me in Dover when I lived in Dover. And our birthdays, he was the 26th, I was the 27th, but our moms were in the hospital together.
Oh, okay.
And he was born like before midnight, and I was born like after midnight.
I gotcha.
Something like that.
Yeah, and I feel like I've asked this question before, and then I forgot it. Like,
Yeah.
For some reason, I feel like I was like an AM, like a 9 or 10-ish.
Yeah.
You know, not early, but normal.
And typically, I mean, like, it's like, well, you're coming in, you know, it's just whatever, like,
Yeah.
that you know what's going down.
Right.
But it sounds like maybe mine was like, oh, water's broke, run to the hospital, you know,
Yeah.
type situation.
Yeah, I would love to believe that mine was straight out of the movies where, you know, my mom was going into labor and my dad had to, like,
Flying off.
skirt, like, and the cop pulls him over, like, my wife's going to labor. He's like, shut up and let me chauffeur you there. And then the cop takes off, and then you're both chirping birdies and shit.
Yeah.
skirt.
I'm
Like,
drunk as shit.
yeah.
I think nowadays it's more like, well, obviously in my situation, twins, they want you there because it's like, nope, it's happening.
Well, yeah, yours was a little more planned
And
for your babies.
Yeah, and I feel like that is with most people too. Like now it's like, come in, we're gonna check you on this day, and they're like, oh, you're dilated. Nope, you're in the hospital now. Like,
Yeah, I
once you
remember.
get close to it, it's like you're getting checked all the time. It's like, and it's like, boom, you're done.
I know. My wife likes to bring this up when I think it was with Henry. She went into false labor, and me and you were smoking cigars.
Yeah.
We're hanging out somewhere smoking cigars, and she's like, I'm gonna have a baby. And I'm like, no, you're not. You know, and we just sat there and smoked cigars, and then I showed up. I still showed up, and then and then she's like, nope, no baby.
Yeah, I think we were in my apartment in New Philly, maybe.
Probably, yeah.
That'd probably be right around that time.
But yeah, and then when both my kids were born, there was no high speed shit.
No,
You know, I wanted to grab the e-brake. I wanted to, you know.
Well, I think you still want to drive careful.
No, I wanted to drive fast and reckless.
But yeah, I don't know if that happens as much anymore because they're pretty accurate with their readings and stuff nowadays.
You want that scene
Sure
from the movies where she's in the back seat, like going screaming, like go ahead, and then as soon as you pull into the parking lot, then the baby pops out. You know,
Yeah,
like that's what I wanted. That never happened.
you pull that e-brake, turns like, bloop,
yeah.
baby.
Never happened.
Bam.
Never happened. And I'm pretty sure whenever I was born, I doubt it was anything like that. I never heard any stories like that.
I don't know. Never asked my mom those stories.
Yeah, I never did either. But then it's also one of the things where it's the biological father was involved then, and he's not anymore. So it's like how much of my mom's past do I really want to bring up by asking these questions? I do know that when she was pregnant with me, like 7 months or some shit like that. I don't know. It doesn't make sense because I was born in November. She said she had to walk in a snowstorm when she was pregnant with somebody. She was, unless there's another child I don't know about. Scott was
hiding one from you.
My brother was born in June.
Yeah.
I was born in November.
It could be a snowstorm in November, October, November, easy.
I guess.
We
Yeah.
used to have snowstorms in October. Like,
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
easily can
yeah.
happen. So, I mean, it's just one of those things that just hasn't happened in a long time. So we're not
Right.
used to it. Thank you, global warming. What? I mean,
Yeah.
shit,
But
this
so the
guy's
story goes, the one that I heard was they got stuck, and my mom had to go walk for help. Being a pregnant woman, she had to go walk for help because my biological father wanted to sit in the car. It's like, oh, cool, man.
He had to watch the car.
I guess.
I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, all I know is I'm doing better than him.
Yeah. Maybe it's early on in the pregnancy.
Wouldn't have been mine then. Maybe it would have been Scott's.
Yeah, maybe. What's his birthday?
June 5th.
Yeah, so maybe his, and maybe it was like January, February, or something like that.
Yeah.
And then she had
It
to,
must have been Scott's.
she was just kind of pregnant.
3 months pregnant, or,
Yeah,
2,
yeah.
3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, that math checks out. So.
Yeah, I could check out.
But either way, hey, if your wife's pregnant, don't make her walk in the snow.
Yeah, no. I mean, if you can do it, then do it together, you know.
And also, I don't know what. Yeah. Now we're talking about this, but I turned 40, bro.
You turn 40
It's fucking crazy.
tomorrow.
Ugh.
Congratulations on your success of living for 40 years.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You know what?
And not being a piece of shit.
I couldn't have done it without you.
Hey, you know, the last, let's see, when did I meet you? Probably when I was like,
We met like in the high school days.
I know, I'm trying to like,
We started to hang out my senior year.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then that's when you went and did like your Mackinac and your
So we'll say that. From there on.
and your Australian thing. Yeah, we were friends then.
for the last 22 years, you know.
But then we separated.
Yeah.
And then you came back. And then you lived with me whenever Sarah went overseas. And that was fuck, that would have been 2000.
Well, then we worked together at the restaurant and lived together. Worked together. We just lived together. I mean, like literally, like
Yeah.
if we're not
That would have been
at
probably,
home together, we're working together.
that would have had to been 07, 08-ish.
Yeah. Besides maybe one day a week, where like, but then still at night, it's like, hey, what's up, man? Like, like not anything crazy, but it was just like we lived a life together because
Yeah.
if you're running the same restaurant together, your back house, that's front of the house, and it's just like that's like
And I feel like that's
one
when
goal in mind,
that's when we got tighter than tight, and that's when it's been tight ever since.
Yeah. For sure.
And not to dismiss the fact that we were friends in high school. I used to pick you up on my way to school,
Yeah.
and your mom would give us EAS Myoplex fucking protein shakes
Protein
for breakfast, and we would chase 151 or Ezra Brooks on
Yeah.
the way to school. We get drunk on the way to school, and that was our chaser. Was
We had the money for 151. We got Ezra Brooks.
yeah.
God damn it.
So
Terrible.
hey man, it's been a long time coming. You know.
Yeah.
I'd say it's safe to say probably about half of those 40 years.
Oh yeah. Easy.
You've been around for half of them 40 years. Man.
That's I said, like 22 years.
Yeah.
22 years sounds about right. Of friendship and hanging around. I mean, obviously there's some times where like, I was doing my thing, you were doing your thing,
Yeah.
type of situation where we maybe weren't hanging out so much, but
Yeah, if only would have started a podcast back then,
shit.
Could you imagine if we started a podcast back before podcasts were cool? We'd be the number one fucking hit.
Listen,
right now.
it'd be a production.
It'd be like,
a
oh,
whole
yeah.
production.
It'd be like, oh, you're in the podcast? Obviously, you listen to Joe Rogan and A Damn Good Time, too.
Probably would have been called that. I probably would have called something stupid.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't have been in the show.
It'd be like the Dingleberry Hour with the douchebag brothers or some
Yeah.
bullshit like.
It would have fell apart way long time ago. After We made our first
But-
$100,000. It fell apart.
Oh, but and we would have invested in Bitcoin.
And you probably wouldn't be alive right now either.
True.
The 40 would have never happened.
True. Yeah.
Kids would have never happened.
If we would have blown up back then, it'd be a different fucking animal.
Right.
We'd be on this podcast right now talking about my previous drug addiction or some bullshit.
Everything would have been terrible.
Remember when we hung out and we started this podcast 20 years ago, and we got big, and then I got into meth.
Just wasn't enough for me. The high of the podcast. The millions of fans we had.
Yeah.
Where'd they go?
Yeah. And we invested in that Bitcoin when it was like $2 a coin. And
Banging all the celebrity podcast girls.
yeah.
16 kids.
Are there celebrity podcast girls?
I don't know. I'm just making shit up now. But
No, but actually, let's,
well, yeah, no, I feel like if you get big enough, you're going to have weird stalker people no matter what.
no, okay. I was thinking a female that does a podcast that's a celebrity.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there's some bunch
I
of
know
them.
there are, but I feel like it's a very male-dominated thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously the two girls that do the
Yeah, there's
murder one,
true crime.
the
Yeah,
true crime one, they're fucking huge.
right. But the funny thing is, I couldn't tell you their fucking name.
Yeah, probably couldn't either, but I don't listen to it regularly either. I don't get into it that much.
I
but-
do know Christina Pazitsky. She does where my mom's at, and she usually has females on there.
Yeah.
And I want to, but they're all comics. They were comics first,
Well,
and
I would
podcasts
say-
were second.
I would say you think it's male dominant because you are a male, and you're probably listening to more male dominant
And
podcasts.
they're the only ones that ever pop on my feed and shit.
Right. Where if a female's probably listening to female podcast, there's probably more female podcasts out there.
Yeah.
But it's just you're not getting that put in front of you. Fuck you, algorithms.
Oh man. No, I kind of, as a man, I'm always intrigued by the women mind.
Yeah.
Maybe I should do that.
Dive into some female podcast. That's not a bad idea.
Because
I mean,
it's such a good format. I love the long story, the long form conversation of the format of the podcast, and that's why I like listening to a lot of podcasts because you just get to hear people talk, and especially like I aim more towards some comics and stuff
yeah, same.
and bullshit like that, but they still tell you pieces of their soul that you would never hear in a stand up, or you'd never see when they do their appearances on TV. You don't know that about that person, but you hear it when they
Right.
talk about it for hours on a fucking podcast. So maybe I do need to listen to some more female oriented ones.
Yeah. I mean, wouldn't hurt.
Maybe I could better understand my wife.
Maybe, maybe just women in general, and they'll share their little ins and outs,
Oh, maybe.
I hate when my guy does this, and it's like, oh.
And maybe actually you should because you have a daughter.
Yeah, true.
I don't have. The only one, besides my mom, I didn't want to mean to ice her out there, but the only main woman in my main life is my wife.
Right.
Obviously, Mom, I love you. Sorry, Julie, I love you. You're a main woman in my life too, but I don't see you every day. I don't talk to you every day. I talk to my wife every day. But if I had,
Your mom's not like a lot of women either. So
right. But if I had a daughter,
I mean, I'm sure she's got more feelings than a lot of people I know because she's
oh god,
the sweetest woman in the world. But
she's such a beautiful person. She's such an empath. Like
yeah,
she would literally hug you and take your pain and sorrow away and like shove it into her soul somehow. Like
yeah,
I don't get that.
She'd be a hard one to put onto a podcast. But oh, no, I just love everybody.
Yeah,
be like my mom too. My mom's like the
Yeah.
same way. Like they're so loving and giving. It's just like
you get them good women. Like you said, your mom, my mom. You give them a hug. You could have the worst day in the fucking world.
yeah,
And then it's like they take it from you and they stuff it down inside of them, and it's like, well, who do you give it to?
yeah.
Who? I give you my sorrows. Where do they go after that? Love you, Mom.
Right.
Where do my sorrows go after you take them from me? You
Yeah.
know? But either way, point in place I was trying to make is like maybe you need to get more into the women's mind because you have a daughter.
You're right.
You're gonna have to learn how to raise that girl. I mean, obviously, Steph will be the middle person in there, but she's always going to be daddy's little girl.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm never going to have that.
She already is. Like, she's already like.
I definitely have two mama's boys. Nobody gives a fuck about me. You know what I mean?
Like, Jack's good at splitting his time between us, but like, I feel like I get a little more attention from Charlotte just because. I don't know. She's like, Dad, do this.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that I'm caving more to her or whatever. Like, I'm trying to like not do anything, but sometimes my heart just does melt.
Oh yeah. It can't not melt.
Yeah. She's just so sweet.
She is.
She's just the sweetest little girl, and I'm sure it's going to change violently, but for now, she's the sweetest little girl.
It's one of those
barely
things.
cries, but now she's starting to throw some little tantrums. Like a YouTube ad pops up, and she'll run out of that room screaming at me because Baby Shark's not playing. I'm like, what?
Dad,
what's
what
wrong?
the fuck?
And then she'll grab my hand and she'll run me back to the room, and I gotta hit skip ad.
Yeah.
And then life is saved. Oh my God.
You saved the day. You're the
I saved
fucking
the day.
hero. You're the hero.
Because I skipped that ad.
Yeah. But that's awesome that she comes to you to save the day.
Oh, she'll go to anybody. Anybody could be there, but yeah.
She comes to you first.
Oh, yeah, she goes to
If you're there, she comes to you. Yeah.
But yeah.
You're still the fucking hero, bro.
But yeah, no, it's going to be a lot of figuring out. It's going to be a lot of figuring out. But I don't feel like that's the thing, though, in life situations. It's like, yeah, you can give somebody all the advice you want, but everybody's situation is different. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Their friends could be weirdos that get them into something.
Yeah.
And that's where I've always had an understanding, because I realized that when I was growing up, it's like your friends are really kind of who make you. Your parents do, your family does for sure.
They're kind of like a reflection of you.
They're your base.
Yeah.
But where you're really gonna evolve into is kind of like your friend group. Yeah, you can
Right.
change a little bit when you get older and stuff like that. You will, but like your high school friend group, that's pretty big into your kind of mantra and like who you're gonna be and like
Mold
who
you
you're
as a
hanging out with on a
person.
daily basis. Where are you going to stay at? Like
Yeah,
all that kind of stuff. So
It molds you as a person,
Yeah.
and it's cool. Like even Henry goes and hangs out with a kid that hangs out like in my old neck of the woods. Like whenever my grandma raised us,
yeah.
'cause my mom, back in that single mom period of time before she remarried, we hung out at my grandma's all the time on 9th Street in Philly, and so now Henry's hanging out with kids that live in that fucking zone. And they were like, "Oh yeah, we went. His mom gave us like $5, and we went down to the drive-through and bought candy." I'm like, "Bro, that's where I went
Yeah.
when I was your age. We rode our bikes to the fucking drive-through and we bought candy." And like, "Oh, we went down and played at the creek." I'm like, "That's my fucking creek, bro. Like that's my creek.
That's my creek.
That's my creek, bro. Like it's cool to kind of see that he's leading the same path that I was, at least, you know."
I mean, you get a base and foundation from, I feel like, your family. But once you really hit that, like, that teenage spot, and, Henry's probably getting close to that,
Yeah.
where it's like, now your behavior will change because
Yeah.
this kid might be the coolest kid. So now you're going to act more like him or whatever
Yeah.
it is. And that might not, and sometimes that might not be reflected at home. And that's when it gets weird. So then it's like, you really got to get to know these kids.
Yeah, and they still mock and mimic their parents.
Mm-hmm.
Our kids get a lot of their humor from us,
Right.
but then they branch off and once again, it's like I'm turning 40 and Henry is telling me about this fucking YouTube video and this song. I'm like, this makes no sense to me.
Right.
And he's sitting there dying laughing. I'm like, this is fucking terrible. Like, what? I raised you better than this, you know? but they get their own new humor, you know.
Oh yeah, it's gonna change.
And then eventually, I'm sure here within the next couple of years, they're gonna hate me, you know.
Yeah.
They'll get to that. They'll probably hit that phase where they fuck you, dad, fuck you, mom, fucking, I'm a man, and then I'll be like, step to me and shit, you know. And
Well,
I'll probably get punched in the face You know,
I don't see your boys ever getting that bad, but
Henry will fucking hit me. Before that dude turns, I'd say 21. That kid's gonna hit me. He's a spitfire like that. But then he'll grow up and he'll realize, I love you, Dad. You know? And then when he's 30 and I'm fucking 70, you know, like,
yeah, but yeah, I mean,
or 60 at that point, yeah. Then we'll be best friends again, you know? Like,
I don't think he's ever going to be trying to swing on you.
I don't know. I fucking hated my dad.
Yeah, but he doesn't hate you, and right now at all. Right, there's not one bone in his body hates you right now. He loves the shit out of you, and I don't know why.
Yeah, but when I was a kid, he hit me.
Yeah, well, different dad.
No, that guy was borderline abusive. Kept us on the right track, you know.
Right.
But hated him, and then now that we're older and we're wiser, now we're friends, you know. Like,
right. But I'm just saying, I don't think Henry is going to be like swinging on you.
oh, I'll fucking swing on me.
These kids are too distracted.
calling
These
it.
two kids are too distracted to even fucking worry about what their parents say. Now, if you take their phones and Xboxes because they did something stupid, then they're going to get angry. But
I will tell you, Parker, as a person, he doesn't have the fire in his eyes. Love him, good kid, great kid. He doesn't have that kind of like killer mentality. He doesn't have the fire in his eyes. But I've seen Henry where I've told him to do something, or I've been a dad, you know.
Yeah.
I've been a parent. I was parenting him,
Yeah.
and he had that fucking fire in his eyes where he knew he's only 12 years old. There's nothing you can do about it. But when they turn 16 to 18 and he gets that testosterone boost,
maybe
in there,
starts hitting the weight bench, starts playing football
Yep.
or something, and
Yep.
maybe something. Well, yeah,
that
could
fucking
happen.
that fire in his eyes I seen at 12 is gonna come back when he's 18, and he knows he can do something about it, and he'll swing.
yeah, you see.
You know what I
And
mean?
then, I mean, but you're
He'll
predicting he's going to be an asshole, and that's he's not an asshole. So,
I'm predicting that I'm gonna be an asshole, and he'll act accordingly.
but you have to be an asshole because of your dad.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that he's going to be an asshole. That's not why he's going to swing on me.
Yeah.
Not him being
I
an
mean,
asshole.
there can be moments where they don't respect your authority, but they're going to respect you. So,
He'll challenge it.
yeah.
He'll challenge it with a fist. Parker will probably challenge it with smarts or wiseness or something.
I don't think it'll be a fist. I think he'll just be mouthy, and then
Or a wrestle or something.
yeah, and then mom will step in, and then he's going to shut up fast.
Yeah. He'll never challenge mom.
No,
But I
too
still-
scared of mom.
I swear. Well, and I guess I say that, like me thinking myself as a kid, I've always wanted to swing on my parents. Well, definitely not my mom, but I've wanted to swing on my dad. But I never did. So maybe Henry will have that where he wants to, but he doesn't. But I also feel he's more. I love his passion. I love his fire. He's got a lot more of it than I ever did at his age.
Yeah,
He just.
it is weird to think about, like, since we're talking about parents and stuff now. I guess this is growing up podcast.
This is the
Because I kind of had a different
How
life.
We Age podcast.
My dad left when I was 2. So, but he moved to Columbus, and then I don't know what the extended period of time between, like, whatever it was. It might have been right away. It might have been a year down the road. I don't know. I was 2 years old. I have memories, with my dad.
Right.
And then he'd start picking us up every other weekend.
Yeah.
So then I had all those memories of him pick us up every other weekend, or maybe he'd take us for a week once every few months or something like that, or,
Right.
or Christmas or something. I don't know. But it would seem like it was like once every other week, once every other week, and he'd pick us up that weekend. We'd spend a whole week with my dad. Sometimes he'd pick us up. We'd drive straight back up to Columbus,
Yeah.
go hang out at the house, and then Sunday we'd drive straight back down. It was like kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But like I never had there's never hostility in my house. There was never hostility in my house. I never had hostility in my house.
Okay.
So that's what I'm trying to. You had hostility in your house.
Yes.
I never did. Now, growing up, I went to a buddy's when I was like, in my teens, and they had a lot of hostility in that house.
Yeah.
And it was
How bad is that, though?
it was very uncomfortable for me all the time.
Being the outsider.
And I think that's helped me though,
Yeah.
because I don't like hostility.
Yeah.
And I think it's because when I was a kid, I went from a house with no hostility. Now, honestly, we kind of roll that back. I was just with my mom and my brothers,
Right.
rolling around apartment, house.
You had the hostility with your
Stepdad,
brothers, but like
nice
never,
guy,
never
yeah.
parents fighting
Yeah.
hostility. Like not the king and the queen of the castle fighting over bills or whatever. Like you never had that.
Yeah, and then I was like the run of the litter with my brothers. So like, if I even got pissed at them, I could punch them all I wanted. I could barely hurt them because they were like way taller than me. And then eventually I got a growth spurt, but it happened later in my life too.
Fuck, Brady's like 6'2", 6'3", or some bullshit, right?
Brady's 6'4",
4.
and Derek's 6'2".
Yeah.
And then I'm 5'11", I think, or Derek's 6'1".
It's so crazy to think
taller and bigger than me.
It's so crazy to think that you're the shorter one at 5'11".
Yeah, at 5'11". I'm the smallest brother.
Yeah.
Not only just
You're the
height,
you're
but
the
just
runt,
in mass too.
You're the
like,
runt of the litter
Litter,
at 5'11". Like what the fuck?
My mom's like
Oh, dude, she's
5 foot tall.
Yeah,
like 5'3", I think. Like she's tiny. And my dad's 6'1", I think, probably.
Yeah.
And I'm 5'11", so it's just like,
God, I even think that's crazy. I had never met your dad until your wedding.
yeah. I mean, like I said, he'd come down every other weekend. And then when we got older and we're doing our own things, it's like we'd go for holidays and stuff like that. But it's like, he only lives in Columbus. It's not like it's that far away.
Yeah. Maybe this would be the Dudes Without Dads podcast today. Let's talk about how our fathers weren't there.
But I mean, my dad was always pretty good, and we keep in contact, and like, it's like not like that at all. Like, I don't feel any ill will about like any of that.
Yeah,
when you're a kid, sometimes you would, or sometimes you think back like it'd be cool if you're around the whole time and like whatever. But like,
so I know you say, and
I had a pretty cool stepdad too. So
you're
just like you.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this, and I'm not trying to like dig up demons or anything. You're giving your dad the benefit of the doubt here, because I want to ask you this: would you ever do that to your kids? What he did to you?
No,
me neither. You know what I mean? Like, I could probably get where there are so many times I go through life where it's like I could just leave. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I could just leave. Everybody says pursue your own happiness and blah, 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 which obviously my happiness is with my family and with my kids and my wife and all that bullshit. But, like, I do believe there's something ingrained in male DNA where it's just like, you know what, fuck it. We just go.
But I don't know the complete story of that situation. I have an idea of it. I don't know. Like, nobody's ever told me the story. And have an idea of it, and I can kind of see why he might have, because it wasn't like then he just fucked off and never came around again.
Yeah.
Then he was always coming around, and then as his
maybe it was more of a
better, and like
he had a better job here, and she wanted to stay there type deal.
Well.
I
can't. I don't want to get into too much detail because
Right.
I can tell you off screen, but like I can see a situation.
Yeah.
Was it right? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No.
Right.
But I can see a situation where it might make sense and why he might have. But that's only one.
Well, and
it probably was not right. It's never right.
At least
it's very hard, and it is what happens. But
yeah,
we have a good relationship now. Me and my brothers all do.
And it's funny because we kind of have that same thing in common where he didn't have a dad, but mine was way different because he just left and gave up.
Yeah. You're just left and gave up and never talked to you again.
I was literally born Stephen Todd Johnson.
Yeah, I could
My
never...
last name was fucking Johnson, by the way, which how cool would it have been if I would have kept that one? 'Cause how many nicknames would I have had? Big Johnson, Little Johnson, the Johnson.
Old ass Jay.
yeah. And then the stepdad came in and I'm in Schaefer, so you know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just weird. I mean, I could never imagine just like doing what your dad did. Ever.
Oh, my biological no.
Ever.
No way.
I mean, it had to be like right at birth. Leave it over and be like, that's not mine. I'm out of here. Like, gone.
Yeah.
Gone. Just gone. Because, like, now the relationship I have with my kids,
get out of town.
No way possible. I could not be like, that's my Jack and Charlotte. Like,
he made it all the way to
can't be
kindergarten.
without them.
All the way to kindergarten for me and like second grade.
Oh, no.
First, second grade for my brother, yeah.
How do you do that?
So I remember, because when you're a kid and it's your birthday, you take in treats. It's my birthday. I brought in suckers for everybody and all that bullshit, right?
Wait, why isn't somebody bringing?
And it was it was my adoption day. I remember taking in candy canes because I got adopted and I was a Schaefer.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, everybody call me Steve Schaefer now. I'm not Steve Johnson anymore. And like being a goddamn kid in kindergarten and explaining that to
A bunch of
kids is fucking wild, dude.
Well,
It's
those kids are probably like,
fuck-
all right,
Yeah.
we got candy. We don't give a shit.
yeah, no, they didn't give a fuck. I brought them candy canes or some other bullshit. But like, dude, it still fucks with me. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, it's weird because you think of the animal societies, right? Like we are kind of pack animals.
Yeah.
Right? Like we want to pack up. We want to do things. Most of us, anyway. Some of us want to go out there and just be all willy nilly. But I think in the heart of hearts, of most people, they want a significant other. They want a little pack.
You can't get rid of that instinct.
Right.
You know?
A lion, he gets him a bunch of bitches.
Yeah.
Sorry. He gets him a bunch of lionesses. And they follow him. They have kids until a young buck comes around, knocks him off his plank. But it's like, oh, dad's gone now.
Well, and it's
But that's our instinct to have a pack. Like it's like not only just family, like friends and family. Like it is like I don't know too many people that are just loners intentionally that want to be loners, but
I know a couple.
Yeah, but
we know one that's trying right now.
Yeah, but it's not. It's not because they want more.
Right.
They just don't know how to get more.
Right.
To actually make them happy because
but
they're very confused.
But yeah, no, you're not wrong. It's you get your group.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta find your peeps.
You need your pack.
You need your pack, and then you spread your seed and you provide more into the pack, and it's I don't know. I don't know where things are going nowadays. It's like back in the day, and I'm not a huge fan of religion, but it seemed like religion kept the family tight.
It did. I think it kind of helped.
You think back to the 40s and 50s. Our grandmas and grandpas and shit.
Talk too much about religion, but go ahead.
Right? Yeah. No. I'm not. I'm not a very religious person. I don't. Yeah. I'm not. But still, back in that day, you think of our grandma and grandpas. That was. It was because Jesus told them to. It was because God told them. It was like more of a religious thing.
No cell phones. No. Like. Let's go back to landline time.
Yeah. And that's I'm getting there. I'm getting
there.
Okay,
sorry.
I'm getting there.
Sorry,
no,
I didn't mean to interrupt.
No.
I'm sorry.
I'm getting there, and then with the advent of technology and the fact that we have the wealth of knowledge of the world around us, and we realize like maybe religion isn't that real, you know, so to speak. People lose faith, and now all of a sudden divorce rates are at the all-time high. You know, like, and like I said, I'm not big in religion. I don't want to make this, but like, the family structure back then was way better.
Well, a lot of people disagree with that.
Well, yeah, and you know, maybe okay. So I will say this too, because I am wrong, because the family structure back then was also
Necessity.
Mom got hit a lot, and dad was banging everybody else, but they didn't divorce.
Or,
You know what I mean?
or it was dad was working 7 days a week, and mom was cooking and taking care of his kids. It's old. There was no time for anything else. There's no fucking time for anything else.
No, but I do believe most of those dudes were cheating on their wives, hitting their wives.
It depends what area you're talking about, like
Midwest,
and what job you're talking about, and like
Midwest coal miners, bro.
Midwest coal miners are probably working 90 hours a week.
Imagine a Midwest coal miner's wife in the 50s. You never had an orgasm, and you got hit every day
It's just amazing
because the eggs were cold. Like,
can make me hot eggs. I work at a coal mine all day,
bro. I would never like. Oh, you want to go back in time, be in a time place? I do not ever want to be a Midwestern wife in the 50s to a coal miner.
I think, honestly, the evolution of technology makes things easier and harder. Makes things harder now. And you say divorce rate is higher than it's ever been, right? I don't know if that's as much of a problem as abuse is. You know, like
Right.
I'd rather have people get divorced because they're not happy over somebody end up beating the shit out of their wife or husband. It can go both ways.
Terrible.
Physically and mentally.
The terrible thing is that I would beg to say that the abused ones don't divorce.
Typically not, especially
They're the ones that should, and they don't. They get stuck.
especially as like I just said, physically and mentally. Like
Yeah.
it goes both ways.
Yeah.
There can be a physical abuse and mental abuse in a woman, and there can be a physical and mental in a man.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of mental
People forget about dudes in this aspect.
on a
lot
man
of
too.
time.
That's like he's just like, I'm trying to be good, but like my wife's going out and banging everybody, and like I can't. I'm trying to raise my kids, and like she just leaves, and she comes
Yeah.
back and just screams at me, and like
Oh my god.
I don't know what to do, but I married her, so like I feel like, and I got old
That-
school parents, and like if I get divorced, they're gonna fucking hate me, and it's like she's gonna take half my shit, and it's just like, what are you fucking gonna do? Pussy? It's like goes both sides. That's all I'm gonna say.
We know a guy.
I don't
Exactly that situation.
ever want anybody to hit each other. That's just terrible. You know, that's not good in a relationship. But the mental shit, man, that can get deep too.
Yeah.
And that's normally where it's controlled.
Mental abuse hits harder than physical.
Oh, 100%.
I'd rather you get pissed at me and punch me in the face than you get pissed at me and
For something you said, and
then play around.
and then never talk about it again.
Right.
But it's in the back of my head, like, how the fuck are you gonna say that to me?
yeah.
Fucking Steve.
Dude,
Fuck you,
100%,
motherfucker.
100%. I would rather always be, I do something wrong, punch me, hit me,
Yeah.
smack me on the bottom. Give me a butt smack.
Well, it's like
Smack me on the butt, tell me I was wrong. It's like, okay, that makes sense. Instead of playing me like a fucking fiddle and
it's like if
the
you have
mind games.
It's like if you have a wasted drunk night. And I'm like, did I piss you off? And you're like, yeah, you kind of fucking did. And I'm like, what did I do, man? And then you tell me, and I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm such an idiot. And you're like,
yeah.
you're like, I know, dude. And I'm like,
Yeah,
are you mad? And you're like, kinda, but I'll get over it. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm like, I don't know why that's in my head.
Or
Yeah.
yeah. Or I could just like ice you out for like 4 weeks and like
Never talk about it, and it's like, no, that doesn't work. So
Right.
like, and that's kind of it's like that's mental warfare too. Like,
yeah.
and then you just bring it up later.
Ugh. Oh God, fuck you if you're one of those people.
Yeah. He's bring it up later and be like, oh, you remember that time you did that? And it's like, especially when you know that guy, like you just started a fight. Well,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, this is more women and men. This is not guy and guy, but
No, this is guy and guy. Guy and guy,
Guy and
do
guy
this all the
do it,
time.
too.
It's women and women. It's guy and guy. It's people on people. People do this all the
people,
fucking
people
time.
do this all the time. It's just like, oh yeah, remember the time you did that? And it's like, I thought we were fucking over that. And like,
Yeah.
no, that was bullshit. And it's like, I brought it up
Yeah.
to you. I asked you about it. I apologized for it. I didn't mean to be an asshole.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very sorry. And then
You
it's
do
like,
something
oh,
stupid. The
no.
other person's like,
Yeah.
"Hey, that was stupid," and you drop it. And then like 4 weeks later, it's like, "Well, at least I never." Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And bring it the fuck back up. God damn, fuck you.
It's like, I thought we were over that. But all right,
Yeah.
let's go. Let me get then anything you ever did in the next person's past, then that gets brought up. And then let's dig. Let's dig.
Dude, yeah, no, that's one thing I'm about is I will say I hate confrontation.
Yeah.
If I was pissed at you for some reason, I'm gonna hate bringing it up, but I will 100% bring it up.
No, I always hope you would.
You know
Like,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like I'm gonna hate it. I hate confrontation, but I will do it,
Mm.
and we're gonna get to the bottom of it, and we're gonna ice it out.
I think me and you've been pretty good always
Yeah.
together with
Oh, yeah.
like even in the restaurant industry we had a couple little, you getting mad about shit and me getting mad about shit, and like we had to we had to, because one, it was business.
It was usually yeah. Well, and it was always because you were front of the house, I was back of the house.
Yeah.
We are sworn enemies. Anybody that works in kitchens, front of the house and back of the house are fucking sworn enemies.
Hmm.
But we were sworn friends.
Yeah.
And we rocked it. We did good. We did an amazing job. But like
Well, that's because we both ran a tight ship.
and we were empaths. Like I understand. You know
So
what I mean?
Your problems and my problems, we were able to like easily fix them together.
Yeah. And then it was funny because then the owner would come in
Mhm.
and Jason would come in and be like, we need to do 5 more items on appetizers. And you'd be like, or something. And actually, you'd be like, a couple more would be awesome. Like, no way in hell. There's no way in hell. Our kitchen cannot handle any more things. Blah, blah, blah. There's no way in hell. And then me and you would talk and you're like, maybe 1 or 2. Okay, maybe 1 or 2.
Let's compromise
And then we go back to Jason, like, yeah, maybe 1 or 2. Or Jason would come in and like, you know what? Something that you didn't like on the front of the house. And I'd be like, yeah, maybe. And you'd be like, no way in hell. And then me and you talk like, okay, yeah, maybe we could put a couple extra tables out there.
Yeah, it was like, can we get the printer just print separately to the salad printer?
Yeah.
And I do that. I'm like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I got to program that. I just hope everyone knows.
We were the dream team duo, and he was the catalyst that was like, he was the only ever reason that would put us in a tiff.
Wait, here's an extra party. And you're
Yeah.
like, I can't do another fucking party right now. And I'm like, he booked it. I don't know what to tell you, bro.
Or it'd just be one of those days where you're like,
You want me to strap in? I'll strap in right now. I'll put the chef coat on right now. I'm
or
going.
it'd be funny because you're like, oh, it just so happens I have like 4 extra servers that night for no goddamn reason at all. Of course we can handle it. I'm like, we fucking can't. Or then there's other days it's like, oh my God, we have all this extra shit prepped up. Let's throw a fucking party. And Cody's like, I have nobody to serve it. But we'd figure it out, God, how do we even get on this fucking topic?
I don't know. It's the game.
Jesus Christ.
It's the game. We've been bouncing like dads and loved ones
And these are my favorite podcasts is where
This is your 40th birthday party podcast.
yeah,
And we're just talking life.
right.
And we've talked about our dads and how we were raised.
Yeah.
And now, of course, eventually we just end up from the beginning.
And I know we've talked about it before where sometimes it feels like work and like we have to figure out topics and things to talk about. But these are my favorite ones where we're just last week.
This is a deep dive.
Yeah. And last week, if you're listening now and you haven't listened last week, listen last week because we just fucking rambled.
Yeah.
And I love that. And this one so far, we got a good rambling going on.
I think we've rambled it up already. So It's been a good rambling, but yeah,
We're only at 45 minutes. We got a lot more rambling to do, baby.
I got something for you.
Oh, you got something.
I got a little would you rather.
Okay.
So, I thought about this today.
Mm.
I'm not kind of taking this from another podcast, but whatever. It doesn't matter.
Fuck it. We'll steal everybody else's shit.
Would you rather take a pill
Okay.
that keeps you up with no side effects,
That keeps you awake?
keeps you awake 5 days a week, but then you have to sleep for 2 days a week? So you get 120 hours, right?
Yeah.
Straight awake.
And then you make up for your sleep in those 2 days.
Or a pill that keeps you up straight for 30 days, but then you have to go down for 30 days.
So 5 and 2 or a half and half, basically.
Yeah. Because you can get a lot done in 30 days, straight awake. No side effects. Like you're rocking, raring to go. You're
Yeah.
never tired. You can fucking just go. So you get 30 days straight, but half your time's cut. If you do a 5 and 2, you're looking at much more time.
Yeah, it's
In
scheduled for like a
general.
Monday, Tuesday then.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't lose a week. Or fuck it, if you're really good at your job, then
You can do it however you want.
the terrible thing about that is I don't want either of them, because when you get into that night atmosphere, when you get into that night zone, there's nothing the fuck to do.
Yeah, but I feel like if you're doing that, you're going to go hardcore. Like,
Yeah.
I could do like
I do 5 and 2.
I could 30 days straight of streaming online, become the next biggest streamer because I don't fall asleep. I'm always
then-
on. Like,
Then everybody forget about you 30 days later when you're asleep.
yeah, but no, they'd be amped up for that next 30 days. Here, oh, comes a 30. I'm going to.
Dude, 5 and 2 seems dope. 5 and 2 seems dope.
I mean, I think so. I mean, I think that's the obvious answer, but what could you get done in 30? Like, it depends on you, like what you do and what you want to do.
You're gonna get so.
What if I made
bored.
it? What if I made it 30 and 15 and 5 and 2, or 30 and 14? We'll say it's 30 and 14. So you're up for 30 days straight, but you got to sleep for 2 weeks,
Mm,
or you're up for 5
I'd-
and you got to sleep for 2 days.
I'd still do 5 and 2 because, like I said, I've lived that midnight life. I've
Yeah.
worked the midnight shift. There's absolutely nothing to do, and I
You
wouldn't.
could learn languages. You could like get crazy.
I couldn't do it for 30 days straight.
You know,
I
but you're
couldn't do
not going to be tired. Like you're just be like your normal self, your best self,
Oh.
your normal best self.
Oh, and I'm not tired.
You're not tired.
Bored as fuck. Bro, I would be bored. Dude, I could watch a lot of TV, though.
But you could set goals. You'd be like, I'm going to learn a new language. I'm
still-
going to learn how to do this. I'm going to learn how to do this.
I
Like you could really higher education, but then you're like, all right, now I got to go down for 2 weeks.
see, though, I would go insane. Maybe not insane. I would go stir crazy.
Mhm.
I'd get that cabin fever or something. And I would probably start drinking a lot more. And then I would hit some very hard withdrawals after 30 days straight of drinking.
How weird that'd be if you couldn't sleep, but you got wasted. So then you're just like sitting there like, I got to ride this shit out now. And
Yeah.
then are you going to stop drinking?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, liver failure. And
Yeah.
in a minute.
5 and 2. 5 and 2 for me, bro. 5 and
Yeah.
2.
All right. I just want to bring it up. I just thought that
No,
was,
that's
that
a
was
good
fun.
one. That's a really good one. For me as a person, 5 and 2. I'm sure anybody else, if you want to comment, let us know. I do feel like you said,
I don't want to waste too much time in between things. So like,
the 30 and 30, dude, like you said, you get a lot accomplished. I just know me as a person.
well, even if it's 30 in 2 weeks, you get a lot accomplished.
Yeah.
And that's probably more time awake. But if everybody else is down. If everybody's 30 in 2 weeks, then that would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like, oh, our 2 week session's up. Let's go crawl in our little steel chamber and like light it. And we
But
wake up in
also-
2 weeks and All right, now the next 30 days we kick ass.
Bro, also, how fucking awesome would it be to sleep for 2 weeks straight?
It would be super awesome. But that's only because we need sleep. I'm going
uninterrupted
on a weird hypothetical situation.
Uninterrupted, beautiful.
I did think about rephrasing this question to plugged in. So throughout the day, you're like a phone. You have to either your option is you have to plug in for 8 hours. So you have to be by an outlet. You can't move. Doesn't matter what the hours are. Anytime during the day.
So like I could watch TV or do I have to watch my phone or like?
No, you can do anything.
But I just have to be there by the outlet.
You have to be by an outlet. It'll say you got to be within 2 feet of it. Okay.
Technically, like I'm being
at work, you
I'm
can
being
plug
my
in.
Phone.
At work, you can plug in, but if you got to like physically go up and work, you can't.
Right.
Fucking plug it in. For 8 hours a day, you have to be plugged in.
Okay.
Like that's mandatory.
Yep.
So you have to devote 8 hours a day. You're already sleeping, so that's not like a big thing. So like
So
you can literally just go lay down and watch TV and do shit like that.
Correct me if I'm wrong. You're giving me a scenario like I'm my phone right now.
Yes, you're your phone.
Okay.
But there's a penalty if you don't. So 8 hours a day, you have to plug in, but you have to be close to the cord.
Right.
Or you don't sleep for 6 days out of the week. You're up all the whole time, and then you're down. Or no, wait. Why don't I think of this? 5 days a week, you don't sleep, and then you're down for 2 days straight.
So in the scenario where
you don't sleep on the plug-in side.
Plug in.
Yeah.
If I could run my life like on my phone, 100%. But
that's very inconvenient though. Like for 8 hours, you have to be like within a foot of this power cord.
In one stint, or can it be 2 here, 2 there, 2 there?
Up. It can be all split up.
That's my dude. If I could be my phone all week, I'd stay up all fucking day.
But you're not gonna get that full night. Like you're gonna be up at night. Like, but once you get your 8 hours, you can't.
But I don't need sleep, right?
You don't sleep. No,
I don't need sleep. It's not like my body's. Like,
you're recharging battery.
I'm so tired because I haven't slept. I could just plug myself into a goddamn wall for 2 hours and I'm good to go.
But I also think,
I would do that 100%.
I also think though, if people didn't shut their brains down and go to sleep, they would lose their motherfucking mind.
No, you have to.
And we'll take those side effects out, but
right.
I'd easily do the plug-in.
I've heard.
So I just sit and like watch fucking 3 movies and be like, all right, I'm charged up. Let's go.
Ready to go. Yeah.
I just got to watch all movies and play video games. Like I
carry a fucking battery bank whenever I fly out.
I guess maybe that could be the restriction. Like
it has to be a wall.
It has to be a wall or some kind of situation.
Dude,
or like
literally this week at work, I sat in the electrics room and I soldered these tiny little fucking micro boards, these little circuit boards, and I did that for 8 hours straight. I would have been charged for the week.
Yeah, I was trying to
while doing work.
I was trying to figure out the math to make it like perfect to be like, oh, it's either this or that.
Yeah,
like you're either up this whole time or you're sleeping this whole time, and.
Dude,
I was driving, so I didn't compute it. But
well, it's funny because I feel like the last scenario, I was like, "No, I need sleep." But this one, it's like, "Well, if I don't need sleep, if I could figure out a way to go through life without, if I could figure out a way to go through life without needing sleep, I'm there."
Here's my problem: I fight sleep. I will literally stay up too late. I will like feel like I missed out on my day. And I will give myself 5 to 8 hours of sleep.
Right.
Every night.
Yeah.
Every night.
You push it off late.
And I'm normally closer to the 5 side.
Yeah, you stay
up late.
You stay up late and you wake up when you have to.
And I'm just like, I don't want to go to bed. Like it's like I'm not tired. Yeah. But if I lay down, shut every screen off. I'm in a black room. I'd fall asleep. I just fight it now. I'm just like, I hate it. I don't want like somebody actually stealing from me.
I think it would have been about a year ago. actually probably about a year ago now, where it wasn't my birthday, but it was around this time last year. We were doing boat stuff or something, and I spent the night at your house.
Yeah.
And it was me, you, and Tyler. We're hanging out. It was a boys' night. I think Steph was up with the babies or some shit.
Yeah.
And you just did not want to go to sleep. I think it was like 2 a.m, and you're like, "Hey, what do you need to go to sleep? You want the TV on? You want to watch a movie or something?" Like, actually, no, I'm cool. I could just like lay on the couch. Just give me a blanket and a pillow. I can lay on the couch and I go to sleep. I'm like, okay, let me turn on this movie for you. I'm like, no, I don't need a movie. Let me turn on this movie for you. And then you sat there and watched the movie.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I don't need this. I'm like, okay, but I'll leave this on for you. And then you went back into your bedroom and you lay down in bed and you turned on a fucking movie
Yeah.
in there. Like,
Because that's a weekend, you know?
yeah.
And now I'm staying up as long as I can.
Yeah, dude,
And-
you were fighting sleep. You were fighting sleep, and that's I don't.
It's not healthy at all.
The only time I fight sleep is in the morning, where it's weird. I never thought of myself as a morning person. Never have I ever, until now that I'm older now. Now I fight sleep in the morning. That's when it's like, oh, it's 3:30, 4 o'clock. I gotta get up. I gotta get going. I gotta start it. And
Yeah.
at night though, at 9 o'clock, it's like, please God, let me go to sleep. like if I'm up past 9 o'clock, it's well, not the weekends, but on a normal day,
Right.
if I'm up past 9 o'clock on a normal day, oh, my whole next day's thrown way the fuck off.
I just don't want to go to bed. But then I want to sleep in too.
Yeah,
Because I didn't want to go to bed. So that's what you get. So
yeah,
actually, if it's only like 5 hours and I wake up, I'm fucking like, I wake up and I'm like, let's go.
yeah.
But once I hit 6, 7, I'm like, I'm not getting out of this bed.
bro, I'm golden at 6.
Yeah, 6 is good. It's not good for us, but
I'm also going to 8. Eight's a good number, but that's because my alarm's set at 3:30, so I have to go to bed at 7:30 at night.
yeah.
And that's usually when I travel, when I'm not home. I don't have the wife or the kids or anybody to hang out with. I'm sitting in a goddamn hotel room by myself. I eat dinner at 4. Like I'm one of those, what do they call the golden, what's that? I can't think of it. When old people go to eat.
Oh, you're in the golden era. You're in the
There's a word for it.
yeah, hang on, don't come to me. Yeah, keep going anyways. But yeah, you're going in,
But still, dude.
getting the blue hair era.
Yeah. I love getting me some dinner at like
The
4.
senior era
Yeah.
type tickets.
Give me some dinner at like 4 or 5 o'clock. Go back to the hotel room, sit in bed, watch TV, play on my phone, hit some TikTok. 7:30, lights out, and then 3:30, wake up, hit the gym, go to work, dude, do my shit. Like
Yeah, I don't know
to
if
me, that is the perfect schedule.
I don't know if I could ever do that.
Oh my god, it's perfect. Because you get to the gym, well, and you're not a gym goer, but the gym at 4 a.m. is empty. There's nobody there.
There.
That's my favorite time because I don't like people. I don't like fucking people, dude. I don't like people. I don't want to be there at 8. I also don't want to be there at like 6 in the afternoon because there's so many fucking people, dude. 4 a.m, there's nobody there.
They're trying to flex on each other. So
No,
you know?
I don't want to see you. I don't want to see them.
Or it's a normal person schedule. So
Yeah.
but yeah, anyway, so I would like to say happy birthday to you, sir.
Oh, thank you.
And that we just rambled on, had ourselves a damn good time.
Let me look at one thing here. I feel like I had something I wanted to talk
Oh,
about.
did you have something big?
I feel like I had something I wanted to talk about here.
Was it Red Lobster?
Oh, I don't know. So Goldie Hawn had an alien encounter. Do you want to look into that?
Maybe we save that for next week.
Okay.
I think we save that for next week.
Yeah.
We'll leave that as a little teaser for you
That's
guys.
a little teaser.
Just so you know, next week, Goldie Hawn had an alien encounter. Don't Google it because I know you fuckers will.
Yeah. Well, Google it, and then you'll be ready for when we talk about it
when we
next
talk
week.
about it, we're gonna be like,
Well,
what?
so Goldie Hawn had an alien encounter.
Nice.
And I heard about it, and it sounds insane and awesome. But
I feel like she's losing her mind anyways.
we'll
but,
talk about it next week. But
but
hey, man,
anyways,
thank you for the birthday wishes.
hey, love you, bro.
I fucking love you. You know,
we're hanging out all day tomorrow.
Yeah.
You'll see some TikToks come through, I'm sure.
if you guys are watching us live, we're going to Breitenbach Winery. Scott Paris, the guy that does every single opening song that
Intro
we've
without
had
lyrics, yeah.
for like the last year has been a Scott Paris original. So if you're watching us live, come out to Breitenbach Winery, buy me a glass of wine. He'll be playing from 1 to 4.
Yeah.
And if you're hearing us on Monday, you missed out. So, but thanks, bro. You know, I would have made it these 40 years without you. Just saying.
Same.
Love you, dude.
Love you, bro. Love you guys.
We love you, listener.
Like,
and
subscribe. Tell your grandma about us.
All that bullshit. Love you guys.